In today's episode of Skill Station by the Cutting Edge School, we will learn how you can put your face on your favorite superhero character using two new AI tools, Flux and Kling AI. But how do these new AI tools even work? How much do they cost? Are they better than Midjourney or Runway ML? And what are the other business-oriented use cases that you need to know? Make sure you click on subscribe right now because you're about to learn a lot of cutting-edge industry-level knowledge. So without further ado, let's get started. This video has been sponsored by Brilliant, an online platform to learn about topics like AI, programming, and computer science. But more on that later. As of December 2024, Flux is one of the most popular and realistic AI image generator tools in the world. But to run Flux, you need a dataset of your images, a GitHub account, and a Fal AI account. But why? Because Flux needs really high-end GPUs to work. If you want to skip all the technical details, just skip to this timestamp to directly jump into the tutorial. For others, please understand that Flux as a model is open source. To run Flux on somebody else's GPU, you need to pay money. Now, if you already have a high-end GPU at your home, then you can install Flux locally on your computer. I have a laptop, so I need to use Fal AI's cloud GPUs. Some people use Replicate and Hugging Face as well, but the setup that I will teach you right now is way easier than Replicate. But is it worth going through all of this effort? For sure. Because check out these images we've created on Flux. The amount of control you have on these images is insane. So to get started, go to fal.ai and click on continue with GitHub. Then you need to create a free GitHub account. Once you're in fal.ai, on the top right corner, you will need to add credits to run Flux. But what if you don't have a big budget? See, the minimum credit purchase Fal allows is $10, which is 845 rupees. With $1 or 85 rupees, you can make almost 28 to 30 images very easily, which means one image can cost you around 3 rupees. The cost changes on the basis of the parameters you've set on Flux. But what if you don't want to pay at all? There are some free websites to use Flux like glyph.app, but those will only help you create generic AI images, and that too with a lot of limitations. If you want to add your own face, then you need your own Flux model. There is no free alternative that's good enough yet that helps you access GPUs on cloud, so I would recommend you to try out fal.ai. Once you've added your money, this is how your Fal dashboard will look like. Now let me explain you how to train this. Alright, so here I am on fal.ai. I have opened this on incognito to show you how this would look when you open it for the first time. They have access to a bunch of different models, and when you click on getting started, it will show you this page right here that will lead you to continue with GitHub. When you go to GitHub, you'll have to create this entire account, and then automatically Fal AI would open up for you. Once you open, this is how the dashboard would look like. On the top left corner, we have an Explore panel. In this Explore panel, you will have featured models. If you cannot search Fal AI Flux LoRa fast training, you can always search it from here as well. Now, this entire thing has two steps. First of all, we need to train Flux, and we have to teach Flux how do I look in general. So on the first option right here, I'll click on fast training, and then what I basically need is a training set. Basically a folder of images. Now I have already shortlisted these images, and I'll show you what we will train right now. So this right here are a bunch of images from my events. So as you can see, all of them are extremely high definition, very clear, and they do not have any other person. So all of the images only showcase my face in different lighting conditions, in different outfits, and in most cases I'm holding a mic. Now before moving ahead, let me introduce you to the sponsors of today's video. If you're in college or school, then knowing the basics of subjects like AI and data science can really help you become the top 1% of your peers. This is where Brilliant can help you. You can learn AI, math, data science, computer science, and programming through extremely interactive questions using practical exercises and demonstrations. You can use these fundamentals to improve both your cognition and awareness about how these subjects come together in the real world. These first principles will help you come up with better ideas and solutions, and if you're planning to build your own tech products, then these fundamentals will come really handy. Alright, so as soon as you log into Brilliant, this is how the homepage would look like. I have already started some courses, so those are visible on the homepage, but if I click on courses, you will see that I have a bunch of different level based courses for foundational math, programming in CS, data analysis, scientific thinking, classical mechanics, every single important technical field. that you can ever think of, which will not only help you in your school, your college, or even when you're actually building a tech product. All of those things are available right here. And let me show you how some of these work. So if I go here and let's just check mind-bending bath, right? And Infinity is on level 2. They have created this very cute gamified experience where you go from one level to another. So this is their mascot, and I will click on start lesson. And by the way, they have a Black Friday sale going on as well, so it's pretty useful for you. And as you can see, the way they teach is significantly different from how it is usually being done, right? Very clean UI, very simple questions. An executive from Evil Corp is a castaway on a small island with nothing to do but count. Which of these is infinite? The number of fish in the sea, the number of positive integers, the number of grains of sand on all the beaches on earth, the number of possible combinations that a standard circular combination lock can have. I think the number of positive integers for sure. And yeah, so that's correct. I think that was an easy one. But now that they have introduced a story, then you continue and then they would slowly make you understand how the math works, right? So they will, in certain areas, take you through on a step-by-step explanation of how this subject works. So I personally feel that even if you are not in the field of tech and if you want to do something in a very fun way, if you want to make learning fun in general, Brilliant is a great platform, not just for you, but for kids in your home, for your cousins who are in that budding age where they want to upskill themselves and where they want to learn about programming and variables and scientific thinking. I have personally benefited a lot from these subjects. That is why I'm very proud to recommend a tool like Brilliant that can make you like a very sharp person in general. So do check it out. You'll find the link in description. You can try Brilliant for free by visiting brilliant.org/Ansh or by scanning this QR code. You can also get a 20% discount on their annual premium subscription. So the goal here is that the AI images that I'm about to create, I want those AI images to follow a certain theme where I am holding a mic and I am in a corporate setting. But if you want AI generated images that look like an iPhone selfie, then it is recommended that your training data should also have your iPhone selfies. So you have to align your training data set with the kind of images you expect. Make sure that all of your images are in the JPG format. If they are in RAW or ARW format, then on the Mac, if you go on more, you can always convert the image and then go to image size and then change the size. I would recommend you to use large. Now, when you're training these images, it is always better to rename them and have a structure to them. On the Mac, you can always select all of these images, go to the file menu and select rename. Here, select format, make sure you have name and index, and you can simply put whatever name you want and then have a numerical number starting from 1. I'm not sure how to do this in Windows, so if anybody knows how to do this in Windows, you can always let me know in the comments. Now, once you have that data set, you can either upload a zip file of these images or just add them one by one. So I'll select all of these images and click on open and they will be uploaded right here. Now, don't be intimidated by the UI. It's very straightforward. Once you have uploaded all of your images, you need to decide a trigger word. So in this case, I will make it Ansh December 01. And if you select is style, you will basically tell Flux that don't segment my face or my specific body from this. What you have to do is you have to learn from the visual style of the image. But in this case, I want Flux to literally just pick from my face, like segment my face and just use those elements. So segmentation gets turned off if you enable is style, but in this case I don't want it to follow a style, right? Because all of these are from different places and different events, so I will just let it be. If you go to additional settings, you have a bunch of different steps. I would not recommend you to play around with these. If you want to get deeper understanding of this, I will paste some documentations in the description. Otherwise, the easiest way is you take a screenshot, go to ChatGPT, add the screenshot and say that I am using Fal AI, I am using Flux, can you explain me what all of these settings mean? In a very simple language, it will instruct you. I have done it, that's why I'm telling you, it works very well. One setting that you can do here is that instead of 1000 steps, you can basically increase it to 2000 steps. It just makes the entire output slightly more enhanced, and I will simply click on start. Now, on the right side, you have training history. These are all the training sets, all the LoRa's that I have created before. Now, just to give you a very oversimplified version of what exactly is a LoRa, it stands for low rank adaptation. Not that relevant, but the point here is that Flux already has a huge data set of millions of images. Now you want to introduce your own specific face or your own specific object into this huge database. So technically, you don't want to disturb the original existing database, you just want to add something of your own. So you're adding a tiny thin layer on top of the huge database. This allows you to use this huge training data to adapt to your specific needs. So it's a very low effort thing where you're getting the benefits of this huge model plus your own individual images. Now the thing is, once you have created all of your training data, this is still in progress, right? The one that we've just uploaded. These are all of my previous training data, and do you see this complicated string right here? This is a unique identifier ID. And if I go on export, I can actually export this to Hugging Face, which is not required for you, but this is for people who want to use this training model for any other image generator. For a non-technical user, show output and show files is not relevant. But if I click on run inference, I will be redirected to a new link altogether which says Flux 1.1 with LoRa's. And this prompt right here, Ansh December 1, is basically the trigger word that I had kept when I was training this dataset. So I had actually just used the same images that I have shown you before to try it out. And for example, if I go back, you'd see that it takes a little bit of time to train the dataset. I think it is still in progress, so don't worry, it depends on the size of the images and the number of the images. But to save time, let me click on run inference, and then in the prompt we'll have the trigger word sorted. Now here I can say Ansh December 1 in a white fur coat in the jungle doing a concert with his mic, wearing gold chains and sunglasses. Cinematic, detailed, realistic skin texture and hair quality. Now you don't have to change the path. Scale is also better to be at 1 itself. So as you reduce the scale, it will sort of become lesser and lesser like you, and as you increase the scale, the image would just become very disturbed because it would try to take a lot more risks. And by the way, if you want to get into the details of it, you can always put a hover on the eye icon and then take a screenshot, right? So the default value is the best. That is what I use. In the additional settings, you can change the image size. So let's just say you want to do something in landscape 16:9, that is also available. If you choose custom, you can add the pixel numbers right here. The inference steps basically allows you to iterate on the same prompt again and again. By default it's 28, but if you increase it, the image quality would become better. Now seed is when you want to build on top of pre-existing images. We will not cover that in this video because this is pretty much a simple video. And then in our guidance scale, this is something that you should not touch, but basically if you want your Fal AI to stick to the prompt, the more you increase it, the closer it would be to your prompt itself. So it will stop taking risks and make it very, very specific to what you want. Now inside num images, if I increase this from 1 to 4, or let's just say 2, I will get 2 images in one single shot. Then we have the safety checker. Now let's just say I will go here and click on run. So this thing right here will create me in a white fur coat in the jungle. And as you can see, your request will cost you 0.035 per megapixel. For $1, you can run this model approximately 29 times. So here you have the image right here. Check this out. Extremely realistic image. You can see it has sort of picked my ears, my hands, and the gold chain, the mic, everything else, right? Now let's just say I want to become, say, Captain America, right? As Captain America from Avengers, standing on rooftop with cities burning at the back, serious look, cinematic, Marvel universe, and then click on run. Now, a lot of people ask me, Ansh, what exactly is the best way to prompt? Do we need to learn prompt engineering for this? I will tell you the best shortcut. While this image is being created, I will simply go to ChatGPT. And if you have the pro plan of ChatGPT, you will have access to their GPT section. So somebody has created a very powerful GPT called Flux Prompter. I have already used it before, but you'll have a start chat icon right here. So I'll access this from the left side. And here I will say, Ansh December 01 is the trigger word. I want it to be Captain America. Let's just keep it very simple, right? So now you would have a lot of cool things right here. Let's see with my simple prompt what did we get. So here we have this extremely cool image. Let's see how it has created me. Wow, look at the quality of this image right here. And if you want to download it, you can always do that from here. Let me show you this one as well. So yeah, here I think my face was slightly weird, but still not bad. Now, what I will do is I will copy this thing right here and then go back here and set in snow covered wilderness Captain America. Let's make this Ansh December 1 as Captain America, right? That way I have added the trigger word, which is extremely important, and let's run it again. Wow, check this out. Can you imagine how crazy this is? Because I'm using ChatGPT to create such a cool scene. Let's see the other one as well. I think here my face is covered, so people might not recognize me, and even the eyes are getting messed up. But I think overall, this image right here looks pretty good. I also like this one. I think it has a very Indian city aesthetic as well. So now what I'll do is I'll right click on this image and then save this as sample 1. So now that our image is done, we will now shift to another new AI video tool called Kling AI. But why only Kling AI and not something like Runway ML, Pika or Luma Labs? Because in all of our testing for image to video generation in December 2024, Kling AI has given us the best results. But is Kling free? Partially. They give you around 33 credits every single day for a login, and it takes almost 35 to 40 credits to make a decent 5-second clip. Basically, you can make 10 seconds of free AI content video every day using Kling. The cheapest plan is for $8.8 or 744 rupees, which gets you 660 credits per month. It's very expensive, but the results are really good. Check this out. So now that the expectation is set, let me show you how to get started. Then I will go to klingai.com. So once you go to Kling AI, this is how your dashboard would look like. I have already created an account. I already have some pro credits. So I have a bunch of videos that I can make. So I'll go on AI videos and then I will click on this icon and upload sample 1. And inside the prompt, what I can do is I can simply say Captain America seriously standing on the roof and walking towards the camera, serious and very respectful, firm and confident, cinematic vibes, windy atmosphere. And then here we have this option called motion brush. We will not get into this because Kling AI itself is a separate platform altogether, but let me know in the comment section if you want a detailed course on how Kling AI works. But to quickly explain you, if I am on area 1 and if I select my face like this, I can actually instruct Kling AI to move my face in a specific direction like this. So it'll take my face here, basically my neck, and then here and then here. But instead of that, I want to show you something even more crazy. So instead of motion brush, first of all, in the settings panel, just make sure that the bar is between in the middle of creativity and relevance, and then use the professional mode. Duration should be 5 seconds. Generating count 1 works. And here in the camera movement, I will simply go to zoom, and then I can either zoom out or I can zoom in. But let's do zoom out because then you'll get to see the power of how creative this can be. And even for a 5-second video, this takes at least 10 minutes, and you can also add a negative prompt, so stuff that you don't want us to see. By the way, I have already been creating a bunch of videos right here. So this video was also created from Flux and then it was imported here. And then this was a sample that I had created before. So you have like this burning city and I am standing right here. It was so cool. I had also put myself as Doctor Strange. This is when I was the Incredible Hulk. So overall, it was just too cool. By the way, while our image is being generated, let me show you that they also have AI images. They're about to come up with the video editor, and all of these images that you see, they've all been created using Kling. So as you can see, they are extremely realistic videos that are so crazy. It is shocking to see the amount of generations that people are creating, and this will completely change the way we look at cinema, the way we look at content. Like creativity in general is just going to change forever. So I personally feel that it's very important for creative people to start exploring these tools, to actually understand how they work. And if you start learning these today, right, eventually when custom models become extremely common, when all of these tools become extremely powerful, you will have maximum leverage. So let's see, I'll go on AI videos again, and here we have our video, and check this out. So it's kind of making me walk. I think a little bit of my face is getting messed up. But you know, it kind of depends on how complicated the prompt is. Yeah, in some cases it works, in some cases it doesn't. But in general, you can see that I've already tried this in many ways. Sometimes I've rerun the same prompt and I've converted myself into Iron Man, I've converted myself into Thor, a bunch of different things. We've also created some house images from Mid-Journey and then added them here. So a lot of cool things that you can do. If you like this video and want more episodes from SkillStation, then subscribe to our channel right now and hit the bell icon. I would really appreciate if you write your detailed feedback in the comment section. Scan this QR code to join our free broadcast community where I regularly share BTS and free resources. Our last SkillStation episode was on how to write a solid cold email. If you're someone looking for new jobs and opportunities, the link to this video is in description. I hope that you're taking care of your mind and body. This is your dost Ansh Mehra signing out. If you want to learn the basics of prompt engineering and latest Gen AI tools, then this playlist right here will help you get started.